YouTube, what's going on, y'all? It's Pick Saber here, and welcome to another video. Really quickly, before I get into today's video topic, I want to remind you, if you're new here, go check out my introductory video where I go into detail about what type of content to expect on the channel. Coming off a disappointing 3-9 season, Northern Illinois enters a major transitional phase headed into 2026, officially moving their football program from the Mid-American Conference to the competitive Mountain West. Following the move from the MAC, roster stability has taken a major hit, leading to substantial portal attrition and heavy coaching staff turnover. The instability started in February when longtime head coach Thomas Hammock stunned the program by leaving his alma mater to accept an NFL assistant coaching position. Hammock's departure left a leadership vacancy late in the offseason cycle, forcing the program into a frantic transition phase as they were preparing to move conferences. To steady the ship, Rob Harley stepped into the role as interim head coach, taking over a program with a revamped roster while trying to install new cultural and structural baselines is an uphill battle, especially when preparing for the massive step up in competition that the Mountain West presents. Following the coaching change, veteran leaders from last year's squad exhausted their eligibility or sought opportunities elsewhere, leaving behind a young and inexperienced core. The coaching staff has had to scramble to piece together depth using low-tier transfers and true freshmen, creating a lack of cohesiveness that could spell doom when stepping into a tougher conference landscape. The offense is facing an uphill battle of steep proportions. The transition under co-offensive coordinators Tony Peterson and Quinn Sanders features an unsettled quarterback room, as the Huskies have yet to name their starting quarterback. And since Peterson was brought in late during the spring due to the coaching departure, learning a new playbook has been rushed. But the biggest red flag regarding this offense is the lack of size in the trenches. Under new offensive line coach Matt Watt, the unit is tasked with patching together a rotation. The offensive line lacks both depth and upper tier size, which will limit the run game's efficiency and expose an unproven quarterback to constant pressure. The Huskies are also thin at the skill positions, lacking a dynamic playmaker who creates explosive yards independently. The backfield relies on committee depth, featuring unproven names like Telly Johnson Jr., Elijah Porter, and Deshaun Howard. The pass-catching core features wideouts like Kenji Lewis, Cam Thompson, and Diari Rogers, but the group struggles to consistently separate against tight man-to-man coverage, causing a frequent reliance on short, high-percentage checkdowns that cap yards after catch potential. The defensive leadership structure underwent a seismic shift when former defensive coordinator Rob Harley was elevated to interim head coach following Thomas Hammock's departure. The defensive tackle rotation lacks the mass and disruptive penetration required to stall offensive lines in the Mountain West. The pass rush lacks a proven high-end edge threat who could win one-on-one matchups consistently. And without an effective 3 or 4-man rush, opposing quarterbacks will have clean pockets to pick apart a vulnerable secondary, as the back end of the defense is arguably the unit most exposed by the step up in competition. Depth pieces like safety Malik Armstrong and corners like Yassine Falk and Jalen Carter will be expected to shoulder heavy snaps. The secondary struggles to maintain disciplined coverage over sustained plays, leading to a high volume of explosive plays allowed when teams isolate them in space. My power ratings paint a bleak picture for the Huskies, placing them squarely in the tier of bottom feeders nationally. From a metrics standpoint, when evaluated against average FBS competition, the Huskies lag severely behind in EPA per play on both sides of the ball, and the schedule provides almost no margin for error, as I have them favored in only 2 games: a home contest against an FCS opponent and a narrow home favorite against UTEP. And since they are underdogs in 10 of their 12 games, reaching the 4-win mark requires pulling off multiple major upsets. So I played the under 3.5 wins at plus 105, as I project Northern Illinois at 3.1 wins. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as I will be bringing more college football videos just like this. But until then, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Pick Saber, clocking out.